Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Force Feed. Today is Friday, November 18th, 2011, and let's just jump right into today's gaming news. Frozen Bytes Trine 2 is scheduled to come out this December, and it is shaping up to be quite a beautiful looking game. The reason I'm mentioning it here is because I think it's something that you guys should definitely consider taking a look at. If you don't know what Trine is, it's essentially a puzzle platformer game in which you control one of up to 3 characters, and you can switch at any point, the warrior, wizard, and ranger, to solve puzzles and make it through this platformer game. Now, the recent screenshots and gameplay footage that we have seen are unbelievable. The game is looking just absolutely beautiful, and you know, given that it is a kind of a side-scrolling platformer game, I'm just really impressed. The amount of effort that they put into visuals, which is typically not something that you see in a platformer game, given that it is, you know, fairly flat, two-dimensional, but it's just looking absolutely phenomenal. I think that they're doing a great job. I cannot wait to take a look at this game. Be sure to look in the video description below for a link to screenshots as well as the gameplay footage, and to get more information about Trine 2. Now, it is currently available for pre-order, so if you like what you see, I think it's something that's worth investing in, so definitely give it a good look. SOPA, the acronym for the Stop Online Piracy Act, currently in the US Congress, has the goal of, as it says, stopping online piracy. The problem is that it effectively is going to set up a US firewall controlled by the government to basically filter out any unwanted sites. Now, again, the goal is to stop online piracy. The reason we're mentioning this is because there was recently a document found stating that some of the major players in the push of this act are actually including Nintendo and EA. And obviously the goal on their end is to make sure that they don't have to deal with foreign sites providing pirated copies of their game and being able to, you know, give that out to people for free, essentially. That's the major issue. That's the thing they're trying to overcome. But the point is that it does more than that, and it's, again, going to effectively set up a firewall controlled by the US government, which essentially means that at any point they could say, hey, you know what, we don't want our citizens to be looking at site A or site B, so we're just going to block it. That's kind of a scary thought. I know I'm more than happy to have a firewall of my own choosing for my own computer, but to have the US government be able to set up a firewall and effectively censor what we see is kind of scary, and this is something that certainly is happening across the world. There are governments censoring various things that they do not want their citizens to see. And this is something that I don't want to see come to the U.S. And, you know, for all I know, I haven't done too much research in it, but there is very likely something like that already currently going on. But to pass a bill like this and to have it be that out in the open, that we're okay with that, is kind of scary. Now, there are measures to try to stop this censorship and stop the basically setup of the United States government firewall, and that is something that I am going to provide the link to in the video description. But I'm quite frightened by this idea and just the general notion of it, that it is going to be okay. I certainly don't want piracy, and I don't want people's copyrighted material to get stolen. I don't agree with that at all, but I don't think that this is the measure that does need to be taken. Let me know what you guys think, and let me also know what you think we could do to circumvent this. How can we deal with piracy without setting up a US government firewall? Please let me know your thoughts and opinions below. League of Legends, LOL, oh my god, this game is unreal. Recently announcing that they have passed 11.5 million active users. And to put this into perspective, the recent World of Warcraft numbers that were announced the last time we heard are about at 10.5 million. So that is pretty unbelievable. This free-to-play MOBA game surpassing what's been considered the king of online games for the longest time, World of Warcraft. You know, hats off to Riot Games. I mean, that is completely unreal. Obviously, you've heard of League of Legends. It's a very well-known MOBA. Now, I like League of Legends, and I've had a chance to play around with it. I'm also looking very much forward to the upcoming Dota 2, as well as Blizzard Dota. I'm actually excited about that because that looks like it's shaping up to be quite nice as well. This point of this discussion, though, is how unbelievable is it that a free-to-play game is just vastly blowing away a behemoth like World of Warcraft. I mean, the fact that they could even reach those numbers, let alone pass the numbers of active users that they have, is certainly a tip of the hat to Riot Games in terms of that accomplishment. That is unreal. Do you guys play League of Legends? Do you like League of Legends? Do you hate League of Legends? Let me know your thoughts below. Free-to-play game market is just doing phenomenal right now. Lord of the Rings Online is another example of a free-to-play game that's doing absolutely unbelievable. Initially, Lord of the Rings Online had a subscription model, much like World of Warcraft does. They went to free-to-play and they saw their numbers skyrocket. I mean, all of a sudden, the company's doing much better than they were prior in the basic subscription model. Now, this is going to beg the question, do you think other games are going to start to follow suit, given that the free-to-play model is doing so well? Being able to sell vanity items and such is basically how they end up making their monies back. And do you think that World of Warcraft will eventually go free-to-play? I don't think that that's too outlandish, and I certainly think it is going to be a possibility in the future. And now, of course, we're going to wrap it up with the question of the day, and this is going to go back to the prior topic, and basically, how do you feel about the censorship deal, and how do you feel about what is known as SOPA, the Stop Online Piracy Act, effectively setting up a U.S. firewall? This is a big, heated issue, and I really want to know what you guys think, so please let me know your thoughts and opinions below. And that is going to do it for this week's episodes of the Force Feed. Stay tuned next Monday for another episode, keeping you up to date on all recent gaming news and announcements. Once again, this has been Force, and you have just been force-fed. Oh, I forgot to point.